not going to leave you with it.
When I get out, we ride down on that bus to Willie Manchester.
Come on.
Everybody, I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight's matchup features two quarterbacks who will be trying to lead their team to victory. It's the Seahawks going up against the Cowboys. With that, we'll send you out to Arlington, Texas. Here's Brendan Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, we find ourselves right in the center of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex in Arlington and AT&T Stadium. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the Dallas Cowboys. Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, and we are underway from AT&T Stadium. Tyler Lockett now on the return, and he'll be taken down just past the 20 and about the 21-yard line. And they're definitely showing blitz here. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. They set up the screen to Rolls. There goes Thomas Rolls. 20, 10,
Early.
all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Thomas Rolls, 79 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy, who can run it and catch it. And we just saw can complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll need to get the play off quickly. They come out here in the eye. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And this first play will get him back to the 25, but that's going to be it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Dez Bryant, certainly one of the go-to guys, if not the go-to guy for this offensive unit.
One of the most talked about players in the league, as well as one of the most productive receivers. He attacks the football downfield.
So second and 10 here. Play clock winding down. Now Prescott. And a quick throw here, that's complete. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Third and short yardage. yardage. Prescott. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. He completes it to Bryant. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. And now for Elliott, Charles, against Green Bay, 125 yards on the ground. Became the first Cowboy rookie to rush for over 100 in a playoff game since Dwayne Thomas way back in 1970.
Another significant record added to what Ezekiel Elliott did in 2016. And just look at it this way. Everyone who watches NFL football pays lip service to the idea that the running game is important. I think Ezekiel Elliott really brought it back into focus in this season.
And he finished just 178 yards shy of Eric Dickerson's rookie record. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. They'll pitch it out to Elliott. And some room to roam now. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And they get 28 yards on that one. And that leads to a Dallas first down. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They keep on the ground with Elliott. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner.
Let's go, baby. Can't blaze up till we score.
Can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
The inaugural carry for Darren McFadden. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
First down and goal. The offense knocking on the door. And he'll take it into the end zone.
Blaze up, baby.
Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. Dan Bailey now for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
First carry for Thomas Rawls. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. And for Rawls in his 2 playoff games, Charles, it was yin and yang. He had 164 yards in the wild card win over Detroit, but those numbers crashed down to earth against Atlanta. 11 carries, just 34 yards.
And it was that kind of a year for Thomas Rawls. Remember, he started the season injured from an injury in 2015. And then as he came along, started to gain some momentum, got hurt again. So it was a tough season for him. I think Seattle's going to continue to look to add to the running back position through the draft, free agency. They like to have a lot of runners around.
First down, this is Rawls. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Tyrone Crawford in on the tackle.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with the football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. Second down, here's Wilson. And it's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jermaine Kearse.
I know how I feel.
And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On third down, Wilson. Flush to his right. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's got the first down. Yardage before being taken down at midfield.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Back to the ground attack. It's Rawls. And they go backwards.
Turning your back
Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
You have to love and admire the effort because he almost broke free in the backfield, but you also have to love and admire what the defense did. Swarmed the play and made sure he couldn't get anywhere. A loss of yardage.
Here's Wilson. Buying time to his left. Looking
for
it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Carr. Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot. Yeah. But you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
Tackle made by Deshaun Shedd.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster. It all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time. The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
So ways to go here on 3rd and 10. The play clock's running down. On 3rd down, it's Prescott.
What the fuck?
Incomplete.
That ball,
Lucky Whitehead is intended target. And now it's 4th down.
But no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
In the slot on the right is Graham. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
There's Wilson to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on you heave one deep when you catch him close to the spot.
To play in a tightly contested first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. On second down. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And now a fumble. The ball's out. But I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball. On first down. Wide open receiver complete. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. That one goes for 24 yards.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
On second down, Wilson. And Graham's got it over the middle. You know, Charles, for Graham, so much concern early in the season about whether he'd be ready to play this year, what would happen recovering from the tendon. Not only was he ready, he played every game this season for Seattle.
And it wasn't just the injury concern with Jimmy Graham. It's how Seattle runs their offense. Remember, when he was in New Orleans, he could expect a ton of passes to come his way. But in Seattle, that number was going to be reduced. Would he be able to maximize what they were going to throw in his direction? And he certainly did this year, 65 catches.
65 catches, just shy of 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, too. And
that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. Now it's Lucky Whitehead on the return. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half.
And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Cliff drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time,
trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. The former Longhorn back home, Earl Thomas. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. After the interception, here's Wilson. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or 2 in and bats it away.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. Second and 10 now. Wilson steps away to his left. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
On third down, Wilson. He finds his man, Baldwin. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors. But overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up. And we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And he is going to lose yards here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL. And a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. Gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
They run with a power back. Rolls. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
Well, partner, they might want to tear up their scouting reports a little bit here, because they just broke tendency. 3rd down, you don't ordinarily see a toss. They ran it really well and picked up the 1st down. I love the way the edges were sealed, which allowed them to get to the corner.
They come up with an offset eye. Back to the ground on 1st. Again, it's Rolls. Cuts it out here, left sideline. There goes Thomas Rolls.
Good shit.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Thomas Rolls, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Here's Hauschka for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Cowboys. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Well, you know, Charles, understandably, all the talk right now about the Super Bowl. Don't forget this week the Pro Bowl as well, down in Orlando. New location, back to the old format, AFC versus NFC.
And I like that. Now you don't have teammates having to play against teammates. I think it's more recognizable for the fans watching the game, so that should be fun. But also, how great is it that for our friends here at Madden, the game is right here in Orlando, so we can just pop over, check out practices, check out all the events leading up to the game. That should be a whole lot of fun, and it stamps Orlando as a big league city.
And they're just a couple of yards shy of a 1st down here on 3rd down.
Here we go!
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Prescott on 3rd and 2. He completes it to Bryant. And he's got the 1st
Hold
down.
that block, we celebrate, baby.
At the 42. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass trick in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. Brandon, one thing we run into in sports all the time
This is going to be one of them games, man.
Whether teams achieved all that they can achieve. And for the Atlanta Falcons in recent years, I think a lot of people thought they were underachievers. They erased that with this year's playoff run to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, last year had the hot start to the season, petered out, and just when they've been able to get to the playoffs, haven't been able to get over that proverbial hump. I think they're over that hump.
Yeah, I think in this recent run, and this is what I'm talking about maybe since about 2005 or so, they did have one NFC Championship game appearance against San Francisco, but many thought they should have won that one. Now, they're on to the Super Bowl in 2017.
Now Prescott playing with a catch right side. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. And quickly they get to the line. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handed to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Michael Bennett's versatility, being able to play any position along the defensive front, allows him to make those types of plays. He finds good matchups and gets into the offensive backfield.
And there it works for a tackle for loss. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Prescott to throw it. Now the ball comes loose. And Beasley will
Fucking kidding me.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get.
Wow, that's raw.
The football back.
It's a goddamn shame.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They start on the ground with Rawls. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 12 yards on the pickup, and it'll give the Seahawks a first down.
Another good run there, and now we're seeing an offense that's imposed its will on a defense. When we talk about that all the time, what does it really mean? It means that the guys on the offensive line, they feel like they can do whatever they want. They're not all saying, run it again. Give us another chance to smack someone and create some space. On the defensive side of the ball, not only have they imposed their will against you, you're almost powerless to figure out what you're doing there, but you got to keep your spirit up at the same time, and they're taking that too.
Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. They have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Dancing to his left. Oh, he's got a man wide
It's a
open,
wrap.
complete. Tyler Lockett, and all the way
It's a motherfucking wrap. Good shit.
Tyler Lockett, 76 yards. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything
Yep,
was
fellas,
executed
it's a
on both sides
motherfucking wrap.
quickly into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word against symptomatic? Yeah, I like that.
What the fuck was that? Oh, I ain't throwing to that nigga.
Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And his guys are going to have the football back as the 3rd quarter comes.
Nigga wide open too. Good game. Nigga probably wasn't even right.
I have a car, but it's either feed them or pay for insurance.
Need car insurance? Get coverage for as little as $20 down with Good to Go Auto Insurance. Get a free rate quote in under a minute.
Tighten up.
Insurance on the spot. Then get where you're going on your own. Call 1-800-851-0303 or visit goodtogo.com. It's fast, cheap, and easy. 1-800-851-0303. only on CLOC54's.
Did you know you can earn money while saving people's lives? That's right, up to $350 a month at PS4 Plasma. By donating plasma, you help patients Think about the donation from today, where you get what you feel. Get started today. Visit PS4Plasma.com. With PS4, CSL, District Zero, for help patients and use your recovery.
This is an important message for anyone who has had breast cancer and required chemotherapy. If you or a loved one experienced hair loss or balding that lasted 6 months or more after chemotherapy treatment for breast cancer, if so, you may be entitled to compensation.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Anticipation is mounting for today's game. We've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's the Eagles going up against the Cowboys. With that, let's go out to AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Today, rivals square off in the NFC East, and we've got a great matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. They'll come out in the pistol. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And a cut to the left sideline.
My fault.
Get this one all the way out across the 45. It's a gain of 24 that time. And it'll be a Dallas first down.
I hate when lames do that shit. Did I get the W though? Yes, I did. Good looking out.
Phyllis, I just want to say happy Mother's Day. So hold on your wrist so I can see that gift. Oh, you heard about the Mother's Day bling? Isn't it sparkly? Dang, Mama, that is nice. Way better than a watch. Shut up, Spencer. Don't you tell Spencer to shut up. Don't tell me not to tell Spencer to shut up. Shut up, Spencer. Glad to see nothing's going on. Directly to the shop. Subject.
I really want to put you in this.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. Anticipation is mounting for today's game, and we've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's the Seahawks going up against the Cowboys. With that, let's go out to AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Here are Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the Dallas Cowboys. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Time running out here on the play clock.
Here we go.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Ohio! Ohio! Come on, let's go! What?
They'll try the sweep with Elliott. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. They get 1 yard back there to make it 2nd and 14. This offensive unit today, they're going to need Dez.
A full combo plate. Size, speed, toughness, not to mention incredible aggressiveness going and getting the football.
Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Come on, let's go!
Prescott now on 2nd down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you?
38!
A give to Elliott running left. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Ohio! Ohio! Let's go! Brand 38! Brand 38! Flex round! Flex round!
They'll need to get the play off quickly. A 2nd down throw for Prescott.
What the fuck was that?
It's incomplete.
Get
And a
the
look
fuck
at
out of
Seattle's
here.
defense.
When Bobby Wagner's career is said and done,
over.
people are going to look back and say he was an absolute steal in the NFL draft. A Pro Bowl player for any team.
So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd.
Let's go!
3rd and short yardage. Prescott over the
No,
middle
now
of
you
the
want to
traffic, and
catch
that's
it.
complete. And how about the call here? They need 32 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep down his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. It's a gain of 7, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Let's go.
First carry now for McFadden. And he's got some space here. A big play there out of the running game. 32 yards.
I love football lingo and the evolution of it all. Nickel defense makes sense, right? 5 defensive backs. But then you go to 6. What are you going to call that? They call it a
Double it.
a dime, which is just very simple for them. The math doesn't add up. But I know one thing. Offenses love to run against dime defenses. Typically, the bigger guys have an advantage against the smaller defensive backs when they're blocking downfield.
Yeah, we saw that advantage right there. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Play clock winding down. They go to Elliott again. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, 15 yards. And the Cowboys take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And he'll bang that one through. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone.
It was all a dream. It was all a dream. Oh, shit. You over there talking shit? Oh, man. Little lame ass little nigga. The freak up. You turn your mic back down, man. Oh, soft ass boy. You smell like pussy. I hear that. You ain't got no dick hairs, boy. Tell your mama to come back with that money she owed me for that goddamn loud, nigga. That little stinking ass. Look at what? Look at what? Look at what, boy? Hey, you know your mom sucked the loud man's dick and came over there and kissed you. You hear me? Your mom sucked the loud man's dick, then came to the crib and kissed you.
Second down following the run.
I got your mic turned down though, little cat. I'll give you that. Oh man, that was your chance for 6. It's a wrap now.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Throwing now.
Let me get that rock.
It's caught on the left side by Kurz. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage, and that's exactly what he got done there.
just shy of midfield. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gordon hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 4 to start things out. They stay on the ground. Rolls again.
Come here, little boy.
And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Only a yard of the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And able to find Graham, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
And now a 1st down following that long gain. Now a play fake here on 1st down. They'll roll him out right. And it is caught right at the 10-yard line. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him.
Turnover time, fellas.
Out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. That's caught at the 2. And he will
Son
score. Touchdown, Seattle. Jermaine Kearse from 10 yards out. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
Now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up.
I don't want to downplay the run, but that's exactly what I expected out of him coming out of college. When I look back at my draft analysis, one of the highest-rated players on my board, a 3-down back who could do everything. And one of the best parts of his game is what he does when he doesn't have the football, because he carries it really well, but he blocks equally as well as pass protects for his quarterback. I think he's going to be special.
Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. They'll come out in the pistol. Again, it's Elliott. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. The play clock's running down. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the move, and oftentimes he catches it and gets upfield. Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimal gain.
On third down, it's Prescott. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. So with that, we come upon the 2-minute warning here on the NFL on EA Sports. Again, we'll see the pistol here. From the pistol, here's Elliott. And some room to work. Cut back, left sideline. A big pickup there on the run. 36 yards.
You know, it's really hard for a big-time running back is patience. Being able to hang in there when the runs aren't there and you're taking some hits early in the game. But this drive, oh, he's come alive and in a big way. Now he's starting to gallop.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Now it's the Florida Atlantic alum. This is Alfred Morris. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
They'll run for it with McFadden. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close, sneaking.
I don't think even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
They come out here in the eye. Offense working with a 2nd and goal now from the 3.
My nigga.
Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. Now Bailey to tack on the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Lockett the return. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The drive begins with a run by Rawls. Cuts back, left sideline. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And left side here, it's Graham. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
On first down, Wilson. Going for the deep ball.
But let me have that.
And pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Yeah, let me have this one, little nigga.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. On the run, he'll let this go
little nigga.
And this is
Too late.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step
good
aside.
enough for me.
This is the NFL.
Let's go
on
D
EA
up.
Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And not a whole lot doing there, so get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On the move to his left. Now he'll turn and throw deep back
Good
to
hit.
the other side of the field.
Good hit.
The
Good
tight end,
climb.
Luke Wilson, was the target. And it's third down.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. Seven yards remain now on third down. On third down, Wilson. And he finds Jimmy Graham. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first.
There's a good push to the tight end, and I think they were looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Wilson again to Rolls. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
On second down, here's Wilson.
That's shit.
Take it in one-handed. What a catch.
Okay.
It'll be a gain of 11, and that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
That was a terrific catch. I mean, to go up there and get it one-handed like that, but I almost want to go into that riff about back in my day, the gloves weren't quite like this.
When did gloves really become prevalent, just in general?
I think in the 80s, I think as we started to move to...
Good shit. Good shit. Good shit, baby. One more of those. One more, baby.
To come out and block. That is so messed up. Alright, bro, chill out. Nah, bro.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Fourth down. Here's Wilson. Finding time. He finds his man, Baldwin. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Too much time, fellas. Too much time.
It never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one
That's what I'm talking about. Come up.
His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good.
Let's get it. Come on. Let's press.
On second down, Wilson looking for the end zone. And he can't hang
Good D,
on.
good D,
That's
good D,
definitely
good
gonna be
D.
one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end
Good
zone.
D.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of
He's
room.
stronger than you.
Shot to the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on third. From the gun on third down, Wilson surveying the field, and he comes back with one complete. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play.
Y'all let me get that shit.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Now stopped him in his tracks. They come out here in the eye. They'll run for it. Roll. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And the decision to go for it pays off. They've got a first and goal. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. From the shotgun,
Get this ball back.
Wilson. Incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
Now Wilson on second down.
Damn, wide open. Get over there. Nah, that ain't no touchdown.
That is going to set up third and goal.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. Once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
On third and goal, Wilson. And he's got the big tight end Graham. Touchdown, Seattle. Jimmy Graham there to make the grab. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14.
14 plays 73 yards, 5 minutes, 21 seconds. My bad. You're trash.
You having a hard time talking? God damn, what's wrong? Can't talk over there? You nervous? 21 and 21 and 21 and 21 and 21 and 5 and 5 and 5 and 5. I'm just. I hear you. It's cool. Calm down, dumpster juice. I'm gonna turn your mic back down. You talking stupid. You was quiet until you scored. Shut the fuck up.
Interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Gotta wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you. The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
Back now in Arlington, all even as we get ready to start the fourth. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down. Second down, Prescott. Gonna throw right side here, complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. And they're going to speed things up here.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off. Usually
down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Fuck out of here.
Their dangerous wide receiver, 74 yards. And the Cowboys have broken the tie. So they connected on a short pass on 31 to pick up the first, opting not to run it. Well, there was a lot of run after the catch all the way into the end zone.
On these short yardage plays, you often get man coverage in the secondary. Not every time, but oftentimes you do. So if you decide to go ahead and throw the
58 seconds, sucker.
Get away, especially on one like this, short pass, but now he just takes off and goes. How much rack did he end up with at the end of that one? Run after catch all the way into the end zone.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5.
Fuck you doing?
Take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching?
Nope.
If you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
Second down to the offense in search of 6 yards. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Wilson. And the Cowboys
Come here, boy.
gets there this time for the sack. Sean Lee, the outside linebacker, drops him for a loss of 6. And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's third down. On third down, Wilson. He's got time.
Let me get that. Let me get that. Let me get that. Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself.
I don't trust your little punk ass.
Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
Dive. I need you to dive real quick. Dive.
Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a
Why don't you
19-yard
dive?
return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Another pistol look here. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he's going to bull his way
Don't go
forward to
out.
the 48. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Time running out here on the play clock. Back to the ground, but here McFadden. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Toss left to Elliott. Looking for a cutback lane, nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
Yes, sir.
Now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. And the offense here just looking to stay in bounds, complete the short passes, and put this game on ice. second down, Elliott. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Now third down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take.
And now with the play clock winding down, Jason Garrett opts to take a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Getting late here in the fourth, and if this team has any chance to win this football game, their defense obviously needs a stop here.
Let's go!
3rd and long for Prescott.
Ooh, hello. Go on, hit that concede button, little nigga.
55 yards, and the Cowboys will extend their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Oh, no, you ain't do that, did it?
Relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but
motherfucker.
still, you gotta stay
Come on,
vigilant. Can't
D
give
up.
up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Bailey
You know
now to
this
kick
little
it
nigga
away
got
after
some
the
tricks.
touchdown. Lockett the return. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what
You right there.
realize it hasn't worked so well. And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now it's Wilson.
There we go. Come on, pick that shit off.
He says this will be incomplete.
You gotta give some credit there, able to hop up in the air and bat that one away.
Come on, this to make him quit.
Lineman, because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
There's Wilson to throw. He's got time in the pocket. He's good. And this is intercepted.
Get the fuck up out of here.
By Brandon Carr. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Let the computer pick your plays from here on out, nigga.
One man in the backfield, Elliott. And they'll give it to him here. And a good
Let the computer pick him, man. The computer code.
Down at about the 40. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Elliott. He showed off
Let's
a
go.
nice juke
We
of the
getting ready to
defender,
pull the
but
plug.
next wave there to bring him down. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
And that's why you see a lot of teams that like to play 4-3 defense, especially against teams that run the ball really well, because you count on your defensive front, the tackles and the ends, to eat up the blocking in your offensive line and keep that guy.
Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted.
Good shit, dumpster juice.
Earl Thomas, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose.
Okay, then.
The Cowboys sack. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll be their third and final
Good game, little
stoppage
dude.
here as we
You'll be
step
all right.
aside. On second down, Wilson. Now a desperation throw.
Okay, then. D up there.
Picked off by Barry Church. And his crew will take over at their
Okay,
own
then, Church.
45-yard line.
Way to step up at the end.
The field. The clock cannot be stopped here. Defense can't do anything. So kneel it down, take it home.
Good formation, fellas.
Practice for in winning situations each and every week. Victory formation. Take a knee and go on into the locker room and celebrate.
Call it a victory. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he got blown up.
Good shit.
Losing yardage on the play back at the 44.
Blaze up, fellas. Blaze up.
And it'll be second down. Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cowboys as we sign off and say so long from Arlington.
That's right, not looking for heavy snow, but it only takes a little to cause those troubles across the area. Here's a look at off the radar. A lot of white showing up this weekend.
Little dude wasn't even right, man. Just south of Mercer, just about to the Mercer exit on I-80. Another batch of snow moving into Warren, but it's going to get heavier across western Trumbull County and then light snow across Mahoney County. But get ready, the lights get brighter out to the west, and that's indicating heavier snow moving in. Columbiana County, some light snow too, with that batch of heavier snow just to the west this evening. So this blanket of Did you ever dip?
through here over the next several hours. Around an inch or less is all I'm looking for.
God damn, man.
Cover over untreated surfaces. So if you have travel
Huh?
through this evening, be alert. Potentially
Well, I was about to tell you I'd have met you somewhere too, though.
freezing, and they're going on down tonight. We're going to drop into the mid.
So you gonna be there though?
By tomorrow morning, as far as snowfall.
All right. What you into now though?
A lot of snow, around an inch or less. Tomorrow could see
Still fucking with the music?
I'm looking for the biggest threat tomorrow in the afternoon and evening with a burst of snow that could lead
Okay. How long you been over there?
spots for your Saturday night. We're not done with the snow for the weekend. It continues on and on
All right.
right into your Sunday. So that's
Yeah, I'll probably slide through there a little bit there.
snow showers not only this evening but through the weekend. I'll show you if they stick around over the next
All right.
7 days coming up.
All right, we've got more we want to tell you about just in the news. We're tracking an accident at 680 in South Avenue. Throughout the day, split roads have caused a number of accidents. It appears that may still be happening tonight. 27 First News reporter Brian Ivy live on the scene of the accident. We're going right to him. Brian, what are you seeing?
And we're just about a half a mile away from South Avenue interchange right now. Looking at 680, I'm currently standing on Maple Avenue. You can see that we do have an accident scene. Called in and we had it reported from the police that there was entrapment, so somebody stuck inside the vehicle that crashed. Can't get a perfect view behind us exactly the number of the cars involved, but it does look like at least one or two cars there. Emergency personnel currently on the scene, including police officers, ambulances, and fire trucks. They're blocked in traffic. think it looks like one lane getting the 40 right down on 680 going northbound. Again, just north of South Avenue towards Youngstown. But this time it's a very slow go. It's backed up at least a couple of miles back there as of right now. It looks like cars are going about 5 miles per hour at best. And with heavy trains going west, I mean, this is exactly going to be pretty rough.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. As we head towards kickoff, two quarterbacks will be on the field today trying to push their team to victory. It's the Panthers going up against the Cowboys. With that, we'll send you out to Arlington, Texas. Here's Brandon Gardner and Charles Davis.
Larry, we find ourselves right in the center of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex in Arlington at AT&T Stadium. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the Dallas Cowboys. They go play action here on first down. And this is a catch by Ted Ginn. And he's brought down after a good gain. They get 31 yards that time. And it'll be a Carolina first. From the 50, Newton. And this is caught. It's Greg Olsen.
Okay, I have to take a second here and talk about Greg Olsen, the tight end for the Carolina Panthers. Third straight year over 1,000 yards in receptions. And guess what? That's the first time that's ever happened in NFL history. 3 straight years by a tight end.
That's really something. Now 31 years of age. They're going to need him next year to turn it around. It was a very disappointing season.
Not the season anyone expected, least of all the Carolina Panthers, but he's a building block that they can go ahead and get back to form starting in 2017.
Back to the air, Newton on second down.
Oh, you let him catch that shit? Good shit.
It goes for a gain of 31.
Today's receivers in the NFL, they're the complete package nowadays. We know they can run, we know they can catch, but they have those big frames now. So oftentimes they just out-physical guys downfield and go up and catch the football. And we saw a big gain as a result on that play.
They'll run. This is Jonathan Stewart. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. And now the defense for Dallas.
Morris Claiborne is a former first-round pick at quarterback with skills that can match up with anyone when he's at his best.
And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Cam Newton taking it in. And the Panthers take it right down and score on the opening drive. And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves, sticking it in the end zone on a running play.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Here's the offense, and I don't know what more you can say at this point in his career about Jason Witten.
You just give him full respect. This is a guy who knows how to do everything on the football field. Not just catch the ball, but huge in the run game with his blocking at the line of scrimmage.
Second down following the run. Play clock winding down. And now with the play clock winding down, Jason Garrett opts to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll pitch it out to Elliott. Yards. They take him down at the 26. That'll go as a loss of 5. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
Luke Kuechly combines speed, intelligence, toughness, puts it all together. It makes plays like one we just saw there. He may not be a big-time blitzer, but boy, he knows how to pursue straight ahead and make plays in the run game.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Back deep for the Panthers, Ted Ginn. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Panthers will get it here as they take possession. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
Pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Shrugs the tackle and brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. And the numbers down a bit from their Super Bowl year this season for Jonathan Stewart. Did have some injuries. He finished with 824 yards. 9 touchdowns, though. Good in that department.
When it's around the goal line,
falling apart, fellas.
Because he knows how to get there and
What's
he can
going
run
on?
through contact, run through trash, as we like to say. That's part of the reason he accumulates the injuries that he does, because he runs inside a lot and takes on those linebackers. But they're going to work on Jonathan Stewart in the offseason, get him healthy, and have him back ready to go for next season.
Now a play fake here on first down. This will be caught at about
That's
the
crazy.
3. And eventually stopped just shy of the goal line right around the 2.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop him?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
They come up in an offset eye. From the 2-yard line now, it's 1st and goal. And he takes it into the end zone for a
Playing
Panthers
real weak,
touchdown.
fellas.
Jonathan Stewart with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead.
4 quarters, nigga.
a touchdown here to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here.
Yeah, we ain't going to have that shit.
That's a nice play by the defense, but the offense can't let that one play define them. Let it go, move on, and start over again.
And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Looking to throw. Bryce Butler, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defenders are going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what, I'm going to throw it to him. And that was a play made by the defense, and it could have been a bigger one.
Now Prescott. He's got a man complete.
You can work with that.
28 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. Prescott on first down. And Bryant's got it over the middle. Albeit in a losing effort, Dez was good against the Packers. 9 catches, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns as well.
I think it served as a reminder about who Dez Bryant really is as a player because his numbers were down from the season. Remember, he had some injury issues, adjusted to Dak Prescott, the way the offense shifted to revolve around Ezekiel Elliott. But when they needed to ring that bell, when it was time to throw the ball towards the end zone, Dez Bryant was there. Some of the strongest hands in the league.
And the defense definitely showing blitz here. Now Prescott. Out left side here to Bryant. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. His pass caught with the 4.
What?
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Carolina getting set to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to
Nothing you can do about that, fellas.
Replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Very tough spot here for the offense to start. Following the fumble recovery,
You're gonna let him get that off.
They get 25 yards out of that one, and that leads to a Carolina first down. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. And the big part about just watching him throw it seems almost effortless.
They'll come out in the pistol. They go play action here on first down. And his throw is going to be incomplete. All right, I want to take this chance to show you some love, make fun of myself. Beginning of the year, we did Super Bowl picks. You had New England and Green Bay. You were close. I had Pittsburgh and Carolina. I guess that's why I did the play-by-play, and you analyzed that.
Well, I don't know that you weren't close. You had Pittsburgh in the Final Four. That's not so bad. You had the defending NFC champion in Carolina, and I get it. Their season went awry, but Green Bay, I thought I had a shot right up until about, what, 17-0 against Atlanta? And then
With the kibosh now.
Yeah, I said, okay, that's not going to work out. But what a tremendous year by Atlanta and another great year by New England.
Can somebody get down there? No, that's fucked up. That's real fucked up, fellas.
This is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, the teammate is able to come up with the ball.
That's real fucked up, fellas.
That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. So the incomplete pass brings up second down. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Looking to throw, Prescott. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Call it a gain of 5. And that's going to lead to a third down. Simple slant route and part of a really nice hard throw by the quarterback.
Nice timing between the quarterback and the receiver. They were perfectly in sync, and he put it right on him on the inside route.
A gain of 19 and picking up the first. And with that, it's 2-minute warning time here. The NFL on EA Sports. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Prescott to throw it. Throwing right, and that's complete. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that, where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down.
Here we go.
On second down, Prescott again. Wide open receiver complete. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise at throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the
Come on, baby. Hold that rock.
Was that incomplete?
That was on a deep ball to Dez.
And that's a surprise. The way he attacks the football in the air, it's always surprising to me when he doesn't complete a pass like that.
A second down throw for Prescott.
Wow.
It's intercepted.
Get the fuck out of here.
And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. They got the lead last time, had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. All right, I want to hop to something else real quick. You get 2 weeks off before the Super Bowl. Atlanta, New England. Everyone knows what happens that second week when they're in Houston. What happens the first week?
Well, I think for most of them, it's making sure they get rest and rehab because they're going to let them come down off of the victory from before you start up. Plus, you don't want to get the game plan in too early. You'll peak, and guess what? Now you'll be stale by kickoff time. The best ones integrate the game plan similar to a regular season game. During the week, get it in there with a few extras along the way. So, yeah, they'll make sure they ramp up in time for kickoff on Super Bowl Sunday and not before. Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion as we just saw there, that's winning football.
Since 2006 has won 13 straight head-to-head meetings in Denver, but
this is taken at the 23. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Looked like they had something going.
Third time a charm, baby.
Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going.
And this will be caught at the 30. A gain of 35 that time. And the Cowboys are going to get a 1st down. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Here's Prescott. That's complete right around the 8. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you don't lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there.
Forward progress.
Successfully complete that one.
Call it a gain of 3. And that'll bring up
fuck out of here.
3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. 3rd and short yardage, Prescott. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
It's fucked up.
The intended receiver, and that'll bring up a 4th down. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy.
And he missed it.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right.
Deserved to lose.
And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, you're not got too many attempts shorter than that one. And I don't think this was blocked. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
On 1st and 10.
Oh, but now we get a turnover.
And they get to Newton and take him down for the save. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. So both teams have their marching orders and
bounce back.
Quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker room's a lot more.
And now this is intercepted.
Yep, that's about right.
It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Yo, mama whack. She be sucking dick, coming and kissing you on your cheek. Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna turn your little bitch ass down, nigga. And then I'm gonna dust you off since I'm so whack. Little lame ass motherfucker.
They start the 3rd quarter on the ground with Stewart. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A good gain
I got your mic turned down, bitch. So ain't no need to yap your little mouth, lip boxing and shit.
But that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On first down, it's Newton. Looking for
what is that?
Intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Carr. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
Showing up.
Again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some time.
See what happens. They go back to the air here after the INT. And he's taken down. But able to get this up to the 20-yard line. And now they're in the hurry up. And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
Quick pass play there on the slant, Charles. Works out well for the offense.
The offense loves it. The defender hates it. Hard to get through the body of the receiver to get to the football trying to cover a slant.
A gain of 6 there on first. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They'll come out in the pistol. This is Elliott. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
Shift together here from the D-line. A second down throw for Prescott. And Bryant's got it over the middle. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move. And he's been one of their few bright spots here this afternoon.
And as you pointed out, so far he's gotten his. That's not been the issue at all. But the teammates, the other guys, they've been shut down. That's why the defensive guys have to feel pretty good, even though he's over 100 yards.
Yeah, he topped 100 with that last catch.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try to put a stop to it and put people on it.
Prescott now, and he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Now Prescott going right side here, and that's complete. And snapped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. They'll run. McFadden. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space. And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
Gotta figure this is one they need here on 3rd and goal. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right.
Here we go!
Prescott on 3rd and goal. Finding time. Now left side here to Bryant. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Des Bryant, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys draw a bit closer. Oh, my goodness. This is nowhere close. Well to the right and no good.
Oh, okay. Good looking out.
This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
My
This
nigga.
time he gets it to go as it is up and good. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They come up in an offset eye. They start on the ground. This is Stewart on first. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Back now in Arlington. It's the Panthers out in front and in control of the football as well as we begin quarter number 4.
She pressed him on keeping sanctions against Russia in place.
As far as the sanctions, very early to be talking about that. But we look to have a great relationship with all countries.
Let's see what the offense comes with here. 2nd and 8.
President Trump said that his first phone call was done with equipment from Russia. It was his military intervention in Ukraine that triggered those sanctions. And Scott, Mr. Trump will also speak to the leaders of
To throw on 2nd down is Newton. And the tight end Olsen, right side. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Now a first down throw for Newton. And Olsen over the middle. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On first down, it's Newton. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does when a quarterback has to slide and find open space to throw.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete. They were looking to get it to Kelvin Benjamin there. And that brings up 4th down. Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for Carolina. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. And now here come the Cowboys. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Because the second secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. And the D-line pinching together, must be expecting the run. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Mario Addison in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Cars are the #1 import, meaning U.S. autos assembled there could cost thousands more. That's guaranteed food prices too. More than 70% of tomatoes come from
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. Man open left side, it's Williams. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
President Trump today admitted some of the costs monthly to consumers. They believe the tax will help the
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. To throw is Prescott. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it. An in route going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here comes the D swarming to the line. Throwing. Prescott. And that is incomplete. Jason Garrett might be wanting to reconsider the decision to go for it there. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. And a great spot to start this drive from here. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now Newton on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. And at this stage of the game, time a factor, time on their side as they just try to eke out the final precious moments of this one. Here's Newton. This will be caught inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is not with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle. He can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
For those that don't know that taking names, we will make points to respond to that accordingly.
Time is starting to run out, really becoming a factor. We'll see if the defense can get the stop they need to get the ball back to the offense. Again, we'll see the pistol here. 2nd and goal. Defense digging in again here. Trying to punch it in. Stewart calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. So Carolina eating some clock on the ground there, and part of why they were in it. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Next week, President Donald Trump will announce a Supreme Court nominee who will uphold the God-given liberties enshrined in our Constitution in the tradition of the late and great Justice Antonin Scalia.
In an interview Friday, the president said evangelical Christians will approve of the choice.
I think that the person that I picked will be a big, I think people are going to love it.
But for federal appeals court Judge William Pryor, a favorite of conservatives, outspoken opposition to abortion as Alabama's Attorney General has pushed him to the bottom of Mr. Trump's short list of 3.
Now, you said on several occasions, that Roe v. Wade is, quote, the worst abomination of the history of constitutional law. A, do you believe that as of right now?
I do.
Sources Sources tell CBS News Pryor's nomination is unlikely after Senate Republicans warned about a possible repeat of his 2003 appeals court confirmation battle.
I believe that not only is the case unsupported by the text and structure of the Constitution, but it has led to...
Now the Panthers get set, 3rd and goal.
And the defense has to account for Cam Newton on this play.
Now it's Newton. The tight end, Ed Dixon, was the target, and it brings up 4th down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. So a big one there is that gives him a little cushion.
And you know, here in the 4th quarter, the fact that they were able to bleed some time off the clock and put points on the board, even if it's only 3, that could turn out to be the drive that ultimately wins them the game.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Here's Prescott. Left side, Williams. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. So with a yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get, right? 300. That means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game back, your team wins. So much confidence flowing through him right now, throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing.
Prescott now. Forced out to his left. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Give him 13.
Your mama sorry, yeah.
And it'll be 1st down, Cowboys.
You won the video game, though. You can go celebrate.
His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time.
You still a sucker. Niggas still gonna take shit from you.
Now Prescott.
I ain't much worried about it, bro.
And he gets this one all the way down.
Hey, let me turn you back down, lane, little nigga.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance. I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. And he comes back with one complete. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. Prescott to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I have to say that was a surprise call on 3rd and inches. I thought they'd try and run the football there, but you got to believe they thought they'd surprise the defense and pick up something downfield. But that one goes incomplete.
On the sneak, it's Prescott. They'll give him a yard on the play, and the decision to go for it pays off. They've got a 1st and goal. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They come out here in the eye. Prescott, and it's caught. He's got it for a late touchdown. But probably a little too late. It would take a miracle of epic proportions if they're going to pull this one off.
And there's the touchdown that they needed, so they'll celebrate But the guys on the sidelines, they've got to stay focused. The onside kick team, they need them to get the ball back.
Yeah, part one of the equation done. Now they need to convert and get that onside kick. So the clock sits at 16 seconds as they line up for the onside kick. Oh, the Cowboys recovered it. Yes, Cowboy football. So they needed the onside kick. They got it. Now they need a field goal.
And that's the beauty of this. They don't have to get 6. A field goal ties the ball game for them. Nicely executed play.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. And it goes in motion here in the backfield. Back to throw. Drops it underneath. Elliott. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progression.
Oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Onto the field, here come the Panthers. They have the 3-point lead. Defense did their job. Now, late game, although it looks good, you know the coaches, they haven't counted this as a victory yet.
I agree with you totally. Big applause for the defense, but no one is taking their headset off on the sidelines. They don't believe this game is over. The offense has to close this one out by taking care of the football.
They'll try to close it out now. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
That it will challenge the judge's ruling. Omar Diafranca, CBS News, Dallas.
Coming up next, the bus ride these folks will never forget.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from Big D.
This is Jardian. Along with diet and exercise, Jardian lowers blood sugar and A1C in adults with type 2 diabetes. Jardian is also the only type 2 diabetes treatment.
Yeah, that was a lame-ass little nigga.
Risk of cardiovascular death in adults with type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Jardians can cause serious side effects, including dehydration. This may cause you to feel dizzy, faint, or lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. Symptoms include nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, and trouble breathing. Stop taking Jardians and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of ketoacidosis or an allergic reaction. Symptoms of an allergic reaction include rash, swelling, and difficulty breathing or swallowing. Do not take Jardians if you are on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Other side effects are sudden kidney problems, genital yeast infections, increased bad cholesterol, and urinary tract infections, which may be serious. Taking Jardians with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take and if you have any medical conditions. So talk to your doctor about Jardians, the one and only type 2 diabetes treatment with heart. Visit Jardians.com for a free consultation with a certified diabetes educator if you qualify.
When my doctor told me I have age-related macular degeneration, AMD, he told me to look at this grid every day. And we came up with a plan to help reduce my risk of progression, including Preservision AREDS 2. My doctor said Preservision AREDS 2 has the exact nutrient formula the National Eye Institute recommends to help reduce the risk of progression of moderate to advanced AMD after 15 years of clinical studies. Preservision AREDS 2, because my eyes are everything.
Guys, want to save
Save 50% on a year-long supply of Viagra for ED. Visit Viagra.com or text VSAVE to 37500.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension. Your blood pressure could drop to an unsafe level. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra.
Rescue mission of the Mahoning Valley has moved thousands of children and families out of hunger, homelessness, and harm's way. Now we need your help to move our mission. Our 85-year-old building is beyond repair and often overwhelmed with families in crisis who need food, shelter, and protection. But we can get grants and credits to cover 45% of the cost of a new building if we get enough pledges to cover the rent.
Please help us move our mission.
Economic growth slowed sharply in the final quarter of last year to an annual rate of less than 2%. For all of 2016, the economy grew just 1.6%, the slowest rate in 5 years. Video was released today of a bus wreck in Syracuse, New York. The pickup truck tore right through. The passengers saw it and jumped. There were no serious injuries and no charges against the driver who lost control of his truck. Mike Connors was a supporting actor when his break came in 1967, the title role in the CBS crime drama Mannix. He played a private eye who liked to mix it up. The Washington Post estimated that Joe Mannix took 17 bullets and was beaten unconscious 55 times during the 8-year run. But you wouldn't have thought that he'd die at the age of 91 yesterday of leukemia. Up next, punches, kicks, and a Steve Hartman twist.
Tonight's On the Road segment is sponsored by Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
There's only one egg that just tastes better, fresher, more flavorful, delicious, with more great nutrition and 25% less saturated fat. Only Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Pick up for Kyle.
There you go. You wouldn't put up with part of a pizza. Something wrong? So when it comes to pain relievers, why put up with just part of a day? You want the whole? Yes. Live whole, not part. A leave.
The day after chemo, you could be home with your support system. Here, here, and here with Neulasta Onpro.
Strong chemo can put you at risk for infection. In a key study, Neulasta reduced the risk of infection from 17% to 1%, a 94% decrease. Applied the day of chemo, Neulasta Onpro is designed to automatically deliver Neulasta the next day without returning